Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel Yoga with Bianca Inirio. Today we will focus on chest and shoulder openings and mobility. So grab your blocks, grab your strap, and let's get started. So our first position today will be on the backs. Before we lay down those, set up your blocks and play around with the heights. So I like to have mid heights and highest height. And again, you can play around if this is not the right height for you and it feels uncomfortable. Make sure that you change something, maybe go to the lowest height and mid heights. So really just try this out. And then from here, just gently come onto your tush. And we're gonna lay back onto our blocks here. Make sure that the first block is right under your shoulder, at the edge of your shoulder blades, and the second block is here to help you to relax your head down. And then settle into this chest opener here, maybe bring the soles of your feet together to touch, extend those legs, plant the soles of your feet down, bring your knees together to touch, whatever feels good here. And open your palms up to the ceiling. Just stay here for a moment. At least 10 till 15 breaths. So we really want to take our time here to open up our chest and to settle into this pose, to arrive on our yoga mats and to get started for this practice here. Take a few more breaths. Really feel how your body gets heavy, how it is supported by the blocks and the floor underneath you. Take one more breath. And then slowly from here, roll over to one side, keep your chin to your chest. Take out those blocks, put them aside. If it feels good, you might want to come onto your back for a moment. Bring your knees into your chest. Reset everything. Maybe even bring your nose to your knees. And then whenever it feels ready for you, come on up to a seated position. Now grab your strap. We're going to work a little bit on shoulder mobility. And if you don't have a strap, you can also use a towel or a scarf, whatever is there, whatever you think is similar to a strap. And then we're going to hold on to the strap at least so that our hands are shoulder width apart, maybe even wider. Our palms face down. And I'm really holding on to my strap here. I'm strong. I'm gently pulling the strap apart. Now while I'm doing this, I'm also engaging my core, so make sure you're gently pulling your lower ribs in. You find this long, beautiful spine here. And then gently just find this engagement here of your arms. And relax your hands down to your knees. On your inhale, reach those arms up and overhead. On your exhale, reach the arms behind you. Open up a little bit wider here. And relax the hands all the way down. On your inhale, come on back up overhead. On your exhale, reach those arms forward and down. Now while you do this, you don't want to lose your core. So you want to be settled with your core and really work those shoulders without popping out your lower ribs. Breathe in, reach those arms up high. On your exhales, bring those hands behind you and down. Inhale, reach those arms back up. Exhale, relax those arms forward and down. And you might find that there's a lot of space. It might feel really good. There might also be areas which don't feel so free and which just feel a little bit more tender than others. Let's take 2 more rounds like this. Always remembering on your inhale to reach your arms up high, on your exhale to reach the hands down and forward or down and back. One last round here. Inhale, reach back up. And then exhale, relax your hands back down. Beautiful. Now from here, everyone, come on onto a seated position and sit onto your heels. Now what we're going to do, we're going to bring the strap right underneath our chins. And you want to equalize the sides so that you will be able to reach the strap with both of your hands. What we're going to do, we bring the strap behind us in a second, but how it's going to look like, we will reach the arms up high and then we're going to bend from the elbows. Elbows point up to the ceiling and we're going to hold on to the strap. Now if there's not enough space, you might want to walk your strap a little bit further down towards your feet and see if you can reach the strap from there. Now I like to hold on to my strap and then circle my arms around so that my elbows look forward and up. Again, work on this pulling in your ribs, engaging your core here. And now you might find that you have one side longer than the other, so equalize this. And then hold onto your strap. Now again, we're not popping out the lower ribs, we're going to keep those lower ribs in. We're going to walk the hands far down as far as we can. And we're going to reach those elbows forward and up, and the upper arms are really close to our ears, so we are framing our ears here. And I like to look forward. Some people like to look diagonal up to the ceiling, but what happens very often if you look up, you lose your rib cage and you pop out your lower ribs. So make sure this does not happen. And then just really take this moment here. Pull on your strap, walk your hands closer down. Breathe in here. We stay here for 10 breaths. So if this is really intense for you, you might want to back off a little bit. Otherwise, just stay here. Really engage your muscles, engage your core. Pull gently on your strap, reach those elbows forward, up and in, so they are pointing, not pointing out. They're close to your head. Stay here for another breath. And then slowly relax everything down. And again, I like to stay at least 10 to 15 breaths. So really take your time, get comfortable in those positions, and let your body find the stretch and adjust to this new situation. Now from here, put the strap aside. Grab your blocks. You need both. If you don't have blocks, grab books. And you want to put the blocks at least shoulder width apart. Now we stay in the seated position on our heels. And we will find a child's pose, bringing our elbows onto the blocks. See if you can relax your hands down to your shoulder blades. So we are finding more openness in our front body. Okay? So from here, gently sit back and down. And then position your blocks so that you can really relax your elbows onto the blocks. Well, I like to give myself space, so I like to open my knees, bring my big toes together to touch, and then work from here. Your head relaxes down in between your blocks. And again, we will stay here for 10 to 15 breaths. So really get comfortable. Maybe walk your elbows further forward on your blocks to find more openness here, to find a deeper stretch. And then just settle in. And if you can't reach your shoulder blades, you might just gonna bring your palms together to touch and then see where they land. So try not to slam and to focus too much on your hands. Focus on this openness in your upper arms towards your chest, the side body. We stay here for 3 more breaths. And then slowly from here, walk your elbows closer in. Relax your lower arms down and then gently push yourself up into a seated position. Put the blocks aside, and then from here, we're gonna lay down on our bellies. Now while we lay on our bellies, find a T form with your arms or a go pose arm, whatever feels comfortable to you. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll over to one side of our body, in this case on the right side. Keep the elbow and the wrist, if you have your arms long, in one line with your shoulder. If you have go pose arms, you want to make sure that your elbow is in one line with your shoulder. And then gently roll onto the side. So if this feels good, you might even want to step the left foot behind you on the floor. If you can't reach this, if you are too tight in your pectoralis, then just keep it somewhere close to the body. See if you can relax it somehow down behind you. And then push yourself away from the floor. Push yourself onto your right side with your left hand. And really be gentle here. Don't slam into your joints. Make sure that the stretch is an intense stretch for most of us, but it shouldn't be painful, and especially it shouldn't be painful in your joints or your joints, okay? So really make sure that you're really careful here and very mindful of your body. And again, I like to stay 10 till 15 breaths. So whatever feels well, I don't want to say comfortable, but whatever pose you feel you can hold for this long is good. If you feel it is too intense, back off a little bit and then see if you can work towards this intensity. And then from here, gently come on onto your belly. Give your body one breath here. And then gently again find go pose arms or a T form arm, and then gently roll over onto your left side. And you might find that there is a difference between your sides. So one side might be a little bit more open than the other side. And again, if you can, step the foot down. If you can't, keep it up in the air and just hang out there. You could also work with the cushion here now so that the foot can actually relax. Push yourself away from the floor through your right hand and gently breathe into the stretch. We stay here for 3 more breaths. And then ever so gently come on back onto your belly. Relax your forehead to the tops of your hands. Give your body a little rest here. Maybe shimmy those hips. Maybe this feels good in your body. And then gently bring your hands next to your lower rib cage. Push yourself up into a tabletop position. Stack your hips over your knees. We're going to find one last stretch here today, which is a puppy stretch, a little bit more intense than the one you just had with the block. So if puppy stretch is too much, you might want to go back to blocks. You could also do the puppy stretch on the wall if you're with me. Keep the hips over your knees and then melt your heart down to the floor. Relax your forehead down to the floor and hang out here for 10 till 15 breaths. And you might start with forehead on the floor. You might start with your chin down to the floor. Maybe your chest. So maybe you work towards this, wherever you are. Just be mindful, be careful about not slamming into your body. Stay here for 2 more breaths. And then slowly lift up your chest, walk your hands under your shoulders. Take a round of cow cat here. Breathe and drop the belly button, reach the heart. Exhale, round the spine all the way up to the ceiling, find cat. And if it feels good, take 2 more rounds or so. Really just listen to your body, follow your breath. And then gently come onto your seated position onto your heels. Thank you everyone for joining me. So this was a little sequence for chest and shoulder openness, shoulder mobility. So I hope you like this. You can always include this into your practice, maybe after warming up with your sun salutations, A or B. You can also just work on really those drills, those movements and asanas to get ready for your wheel pose if you work on this bridge pose. So if you want to find deeper back bends, deeper chest openers. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and also connect with me on Instagram. My name is yogi.bianca. Make sure you check out my little tips on my side there and also join me for my Instagram live practices. Have a lovely day everyone. Thank you so much. Namaste.